A lot of the time, you hear me talking about my Creating Confidence community or my daily encouragement program, and both are incredibly helpful. Honestly, they're the kinds of support I would have loved to tap into when my kids were younger. But some of us are course people. We want to take a weekend, sit down with the information, and work through it on our own. Or we want the chance to stop and think and go back and take notes without needing to be anywhere at a particular time. Or maybe we want our own little unschooling library waiting for us when the inevitable bump in the road shows up this fall. Maybe it'll be deschooling. Maybe technology will suddenly become the source of tension in your home. Maybe you're wondering whether your child is learning enough or whether you're doing enough. And it's nice to be able to open your computer, pull up exactly what you need, and find a little reassurance. Not reassurance that simply says, don't worry about it, but information that helps you look at the situation through an unschooling lens and decide what makes sense for your family. That's why, for this last week of July, I want to tell you about two self-paced options I've put together. They're both $99 through July 31st, but they offer two different ways to get information and support that you might need. The first is called the Unschooling Starter Bundle, and this includes two complete courses, Unschooling 101 and Learning Math Without Curriculum. This is probably the best choice if you're newer to unschooling or you've been circling around it for a while gathering information but still aren't sure how to make the shift in your own home. You may understand the basic idea. You may even agree with it completely, but then real life happens and your child spends hours gaming or no one seems interested in the activities you thought would be fun. You begin wondering if you need a schedule or a curriculum or at least a workbook or two just in case. That's when it helps to have more than a collection of inspiring ideas. You need to understand the shifts that make unschooling work in everyday life. And in Unschooling 101, I walk you through those shifts step by step. How learning looks outside school, how your role changes, what to do with your own doubts, and how to begin creating an approach that fits the actual people living in your home. And then there's math. Math is often where even parents who feel comfortable with unschooling start second guessing everything. Reading might happen naturally. History can show up through movies and travel and games and conversations. But math still seems like something we're supposed to deliver in a particular order. That's why I paired Unschooling 101 with Learning Math Without Curriculum. Together, the two courses help you understand the larger unschooling shift and then apply it to one of the subjects parents tend to worry about the most. The regular price for both is $150, but through July 31st, the complete starter bundle is $99. And the second option is my Unschooling Parent Toolkit. This is for the person who likes having a library of resources ready when a particular concern comes up. The toolkit includes all of my 25 unschooling guides. You don't have to read them all this weekend. You don't even have to read them in order. They're there so that when you hit a bump in the road, you can pull up the guide that fits what's happening. If you're struggling with deschooling, start there. If technology has become a source of conflict, pull up that resource. If you're worried about learning or subjects or whether you're doing enough, you can find the information that helps you slow down, widen the lens, and see what may already be happening. And you can return to the guides later because the questions you have now may not be the questions you have 6 months from now. The complete collection of 25 guides is also $99 through July 31st. So they're normally $15 to $20 a piece. This puts them at about $4 a piece. So it's a good deal. Now, think which one is right for you. If you want a step-by-step foundation and enjoy working your way through a course, choose the Unschooling Starter Bundle. If you want a library, you can search whenever a new question or worry appears, choose the Parent Toolkit. Both give you support you can use privately, independently, and on your own schedule. You don't have to show up at a particular time. You don't have to keep pace with anybody else, and the resources will still be there when you need to revisit them. The summer pricing ends on Friday, so if one of these sounds like the kind of support you've been meaning to put in place before fall, don't forget to take a look this week. I'll put the link in the show notes where you can see both options and choose the one that fits the way you like to learn. Then you can get back to enjoying the rest of the summer with your kids, knowing you have a little more support waiting for you when you need it. I'm glad you're here. I hope the Unschooling Mom to Mom podcast has been helpful. I just want to help you head into this back to school season feeling a lot more prepared. Reach out if you need any help and have a good week.